after a couple returns from an unusual honeymoon.
Can you believe some of these stones go back to the 1800s?
Strange events take place in their house.
The recessed light bulb actually shattered.
Are spirits from another world trying to warn them? Or are they out to get them?
You don't know how to stop it. You don't know what it is, but you know something's there.
I was absolutely terrified. I wanted to protect Brooke from it, but I didn't know how.
This spirit did not want to cross over. He was not going to go.
I'll never leave her.
In America, there is real evil. It lurks in the darkest shadows and in our most ordinary towns. Between the worlds we see
Someone's in my room.
and the things we fear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality.
When we moved into our house in Vallejo, this was supposed to be our dream life. We were newlyweds, we were living our life, and it's just become a nightmare. It was devastating. I was terrified for us.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Oh, you scared me.
Sorry. But I come bearing gifts.
In the fall of 2011, newlyweds Brooke and Dominic Ardolino celebrated their honeymoon in Virginia City, Nevada.
So, this is what I have to look forward to? Exploring the world's creepiest places.
Dominic and I decided to get married on 11/11/11. We were just gonna run off to Reno, have a small wedding, and then go to Virginia City afterwards for a little short honeymoon.
You think this is creepy? I think it's beautiful. Look at all this history. Can you believe some of these stones go back to the 1800s?
Yes, I can. This place is old and creepy. Can we go? We got an early day tomorrow.
Fine. Oh,
What?
She grabbed this one rock and said, I like this rock. I want to take it home. Virginia City's a mining town, and there's just rocks and lots of rocks.
Really? You don't think that's weird?
what?
A rock from a cemetery, come on.
I wasn't sure we should pick up a little rock in a cemetery and do anything with it.
Just seems, I don't know, strange.
I just thought it was a neat rock and thought it would look cool with my antiques and my old stuff, so I took it home with me.
The couple return home to Vallejo, California.
Looks good. Here's the rest of your newest treasures.
Thanks.
We have so much fun antiquing. I like old dolls, old toys, anything different. You name it, we have it at our house.
The urn contains the ashes of Brooke's late ex-husband, Carl.
What?
My first marriage was to Carl. We were together all of my 20s. Carl passed away suddenly in 2010. It was unexpected and it was kind of shocking.
I wish the two of you could have gotten along better.
You certainly tried. He wasn't the warmest guy.
I wasn't super thrilled about having his ashes in our house, but if it makes her happy, then I'm okay with it.
No. But he wasn't always like that. He could be sweet.
You know, he wasn't everybody's cup of tea, but I loved him and I was married to him, and I don't regret our marriage at all. We were both very young, and it just didn't work out.
I know it's been a tough year, but this is our new start.
I had two big losses. Carl, he always holds a part of my heart. So to lose him suddenly, and then losing my mom, that was really hard.
Brooke?
One morning, I could hear what sounded like a woman singing.
Brooke, is that you?
It sounded like it was coming from upstairs. I couldn't explain it. There's nobody there. And then it just stopped. I thought it was weird, it was strange, but I didn't read a whole lot more into it than that.
What's going on?
I don't know. I felt someone in the room.
Oh, you're just dreaming.
I'm sound asleep. I just remember sitting up and looking, and there's nobody there.
Brooke sensed that there was somebody in the house keeping an eye on us. Brooke was scared, a little freaked out.
Let's go back to bed.
Yeah. Okay.
Over the next few days, Brooke continues to feel uneasy in the house.
I just felt like I'm being watched.
Dominic?
I was in the kitchen making dinner. There were noises. It was just unexplainable. There were lights coming on and off. I was scared. I know something was there.
Ever since Brooke Ardolino returned from her honeymoon, strange events have been taking place in her California home.
Brooke! Oh my God, what happened?
The light fell.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
The recessed light bulb just came down and shattered. I had just been standing in that location.
This doesn't make sense. These are screwed in. I don't know. What could have knocked this out?
The light bulb itself dislodged from the socket. We have many of these recessed can lights in that area. And for the one that was right above where she had been standing, for that one specifically to fall was a little disconcerting.
I'll have someone come take a look at this tomorrow. You sure you're okay?
Just shook up.
Hey, let's get out of here, go out to dinner. I'll clean this up when we get back, okay?
Okay.
We'd had an electrician check the fixtures out, and he couldn't find any issues.
We had no explanation. We didn't really know what to think about it. It was just strange.
And the strange events continue. One day, out of nowhere, Dominic experiences problems with his eye.
I realized that I could not see out of my right eye. Freaked me out, of course. I can only explain it as if you've ever had like a piece of fuzz or lint in your eye, it was kind of like that. I was trying to figure out what it was. I thought maybe I had a scratch on my cornea or something. After a while, I realized whatever it was wasn't something I could fix.
Oh, Dom, it's me. You all right?
It's my eye. I can barely see.
Dominic was having issues seeing out of his right eye.
Feels like something's in it.
Okay, look up. I don't see anything. Does it sting?
No, but it's just really blurry.
We were pretty stressed. I mean, we were newly married, and now he's having issues with his eye.
All right, good afternoon.
Hey, doctor.
Sorry it took me a little while. I was reviewing your retinal scans. We still have to do one more test, and we can do that now. And What we'll do is take a look inside of your eye. Just relax. Just look straight ahead. Very good. Towards me. Now to the left, towards Brooke. Back over here towards me. All right. I'm sorry I don't have the best of news here. This is a pretty rare condition for someone of your age.
The retina specialist did all the tests, which are quite extensive, and said that I had branch retinal vein occlusions. What it is you have a couple of veins that feed the retina in the back of your eye, and the retina is what collects all the data so you can see. And one of those veins burst, and that caused part of my retina to have no blood supply.
Am I going to lose my vision in that eye?
It's too early to tell, but there are treatment plans that we can do.
I was told a number of times that we expect to see this more so in elderly people. At your age, you shouldn't really be experiencing this. It was a rare occurrence.
So, just try to relax. Take some deep breaths.
Getting a needle stuck in your eyeball is very painful. I was absolutely terrified.
Over the next few months, Dominic recovers his eyesight through a series of injections. One morning, Dominic leaves before dawn, leaving Brooke home alone.
I just remember sitting up and felt someone sit at the end of the bed. The bed literally went down.
Brooke Ardolino has been sensing a presence in her California home.
I was home alone and I felt someone sit at the end of the bed. The bed went down and I just remember sitting up and looking and there was nobody there. But I felt somebody sit on the bed. It really freaked me out. I hated being alone in my house because so many crazy things going on. I know my house is haunted. I waited for Dominic to come home and we sat down.
I need to talk to you.
What's going on?
There's something wrong with this house. The noises, the light falling. I feel someone watching me all the time. I think the house is haunted.
I told Dominic something is going on. Our house is haunted. There's so much happening that we can't explain.
Say something.
We both realized that there was something there in the house.
I believe you. I experienced something too. I heard this voice, this woman singing. I knew something was off, but I didn't know how to tell you. It's just that everything since we got back from our honeymoon has been just one thing after another.
The honeymoon.
Really? A rock from a cemetery.
What if this is all happening because of the rock? Or one of the antiques that we got?
After looking back, you start thinking, well, all the things that happened right when we got married, it must be because we brought this rock back.
What are you talking about?
Maybe there's a spirit from the cemetery attached to one of them.
We never thought it was tied to the house because the house was so new and we knew the owners. What else could it be besides the antiques that we brought in or the rock?
I should have listened to you. You told me not to take the rock.
Listen, we'll figure something out. Okay, it'll be okay.
To be safe, the couple stores their antiques and the rock in a spare room.
We felt like that stuff all needed to be away from where we were living in the house. I think an out of sight, out of mind mindset was present at the time.
In the fall of 2014, Dominic's issues with his right eye worsen and a surgery is planned.
So at this point, the doctor felt that laser surgery would be the only solution for him.
The last few months of 2014 were very intense. It was definitely emotionally draining.
Dom? You okay?
You always think of your house as like your safe space, and then when it's not anymore, it's not comfortable, and you just don't feel like it's a good place to be. You don't want to be there. I opened the cabinet. And the glass shattered. I did feel like I was being targeted. I was terrified.
Brooke Ardolino is feeling threatened by an unseen entity in her home.
The whole light fixture came crashing down and shattered. It's terrifying to think that something could hurt me physically. You don't know how to stop it. You don't know what it is.
You okay?
I think so.
I was really in shock that this light had just come down.
What is going on in this house?
I don't know. But we can't keep living like this. We have to do something.
Having something you can't see or control trying to hurt a loved one, it makes you feel desperate. It makes you feel insecure, as if you're not doing enough, even though there's nothing you can do. I wanted to protect Brooke from it, but I didn't know how.
Desperate, Brooke contacts a local investigative team, Left Coast Paranormal.
Hello. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming.
Of course, we're here to help. I'm Father David Deerfeeder. I'm a medium, as well as a priest in the old Catholic tradition. And so my role on the team is pretty much to go in and see what I sense.
So, how does all of this work?
Well, we'll set up the equipment, and then we'll do a walkthrough of the house to get a baseline reading, and then we'll take a look at the items in your spare room that you told us about.
They were relieved to see us show up, and they were even more relieved when we told them that they weren't crazy and we were going to resolve this for them.
Okay, I'll show you upstairs.
Brooke had stated that they had just recently gotten married and had taken their honeymoon in Virginia City. And they had picked up a rock from the cemetery there, and she had brought it home with her. They also are avid antique collectors, and they were concerned that maybe one of their antiques that they had picked up had something attached to it, or the rock had something attached to it.
As a technical specialist, I am in charge of operating the cameras, operating the voice phenomena recorders. The infrared camera that we use measures the light that we cannot see with our eyes in the infrared spectrum, and many times we've found that spirits tend to operate and tend to manifest themselves in that specific frequency.
We're trying to contact the spirit in this home. Do you belong to one of the items in this room?
Did you follow Brooke home from the cemetery?
Are you picking anything up?
Nothing.
Everything was very quiet up there. Nothing registered high or hot, or nothing indicated that there was anything there.
I didn't get any sense that there was anything connected to that rock at all.
It's not in here.
Father David continues his walkthrough of the house. Suddenly, he has a vision.
I sensed that there were two spirits, one female, one male. I didn't sense that they were collaborating, but they were both present. The female spirit was a very warm, loving, and protective spirit. The male spirit was aggressive, angry, and wanted to intimidate.
Father David Deerfeeder has just been attacked by one of the two entities haunting Brooke and Dominic's home.
No! It can be very frightening to realize that you're dealing with a spirit that's developed this power where they can push you and grab you and cause physical harm. So I was concerned about the safety that was there for Brooke and Dominic.
What happened up there?
I was attacked.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. There is something haunting your house, but it has nothing to do with the rock or the antiques.
I didn't pick up on anything connected to the rock. It was just a rock. That was good news and that was bad news. Because what we thought was, possibly the central object wasn't the central object at all.
Well, what is it?
I sense two spirits.
Two spirits?
I saw a female spirit. Brooke, I think it's your mother.
My mom is here? With us? I just miss her so much.
I was shocked that my mother was there to help. It was comforting at that point to know that she was there.
There was some activity that they had in this house that was pleasant. Mysterious, but pleasant. The sound of a woman singing that they had heard. I believe that was Brooke's mother. So that her presence was really a sweet, sweet, protective, loving presence.
She's here to protect you and Dominic.
From what?
There is another spirit, a male presence, and he is not friendly. I sense aggression aimed at you, Dominic. I think he's focused on you.
Something about Dominic was really troubling for this spirit.
On me? Brooke has been the one attacked.
Yes, I think he's trying to get your attention.
The male spirit had some anger issues, and I don't know that he was 100% conscious of the fact that he could do some serious harm to these people.
In order to determine the reason for the haunting, Father David uses his psychic abilities to connect with the male spirit.
Dominic, could you step to the center, please?
It's okay. We'll get to the bottom of this.
Do you know anyone who died recently who was upset with you? He's very angry. He says you're weak. He called you a sissy.
I heard the male spirit say to me that Dominic is a sissy. It was a specific word that he used.
And I'm sensing something. About an issue with his eye.
Oh my God, it's Carl. My ex-husband, Carl. We got his ashes when he passed away. Before all of this started.
I was shocked. I knew at that point that it was Carl. That was the angry male. He had lost his eye when he was younger. He was playing in the woods with his friends with BB guns, and he lost his right eye.
I never did anything to Carl. I was not the reason for Carl and Brooke's separation or ultimate divorce. But knowing how much he hated me, it all of a sudden it made sense.
It is Carl. He's angry. He feels Dominic took you away from him.
His anger was overwhelming him, and he didn't have a way to mitigate that. He didn't have a way to manage it.
And his spirit is still attached to his ashes.
Well, what do we do?
We need to do a cleansing and cross him over.
I felt very sad that this is what had become of Carl. I want to believe in my heart that he didn't know what he was doing, that he was hurting us and didn't realize it.
The team begins the ceremony.
We knew we needed to do a cleansing. We needed to get Carl to move over into the light and rid Dominic and Brooke of his presence and allow them to have their life and their marriage free of any hindrances from him.
Remain in focus and prayer with me. God, fill this house with light and love and peace. We bless this home as a place for only good and grace. God, fill this house with light and love.
When we were doing the cleansing, the atmosphere was foreboding that was in the house. It was kind of like when a hurricane is approaching.
Are you okay?
And you feel the energy that's switching. It's somewhere cross between a hurricane and a tornado. It's a weird thing.
Carl, you must leave this place. This is not your home anymore.
It had to be a kind of scary thing for Carl. He was going to be able to see the energy in this house is changing and this wave is heading toward him.
You must cross over, Carl. It's time to move on.
It'd be like standing there watching the tornado coming and knowing that you don't have a place to go. Carl did not want to cross over. He was not going to go.
I'll never leave her. Father David Deerfeeder is attempting to cross over the spirit of Brooke's late ex-husband, Carl. I'll never leave her.
Carl didn't want to go. He wanted to stay. He was very adamant about staying.
Spirits that don't cross over have some unresolved issue.
What's going on?
He doesn't want to cross over. He feels guilty. He thinks he was a bad husband.
He's here.
He is. It's okay. You can talk to him.
He had hurt Brooke, and he needed to have her forgiveness before he could cross over.
Carl wanted forgiveness from me for a specific fight that we had.
Carl?
It's a crazy situation to be in that you are communicating with your ex-husband. It's heartbreaking.
I forgive you for all of it. I just want you to find happiness.
We finally got to the place where Carl had accepted her forgiveness.
He needed closure. He's willing to go now.
His last hesitation was asking me if he had to go the way he was.
According to Father David, Carl's spirit can choose the age at which he wants to cross over.
He chose to be 11 years old when he passed over, because that was his happiest time in his life. And it's when he still had his eye.
Your mom's with him.
My mom?
She's guiding him.
I had opened a portal, and standing there was her mother. It's so wonderful that Brooke's mother just beckoned him to come through.
He's at peace. They're gone. He's crossed over.
All of a sudden, it just all relaxed. It was like the house exhaled after holding its breath for a long time.
Thank you for everything.
Let's go tell the others.
Knowing that he's in a better place and he's at peace, that makes me happy.
Although the paranormal activity ceases in the house, the couple must still face Dominic's eye surgery.
Surgery's gonna go smoothly, and your eye's gonna heal, And then we are finally going to have that fresh start.
As long as you're with me, I'm good.
Dominic, Brooke,
Hey,
how
doctor.
y'all doing?
But when the time comes, the couple receives an astonishing surprise.
I was reviewing your last retinal scans, and I'm shocked.
What, it's worse?
No, the opposite. Your retina has cleared up. You don't need surgery. The bleeding has stopped.
I went in for this appointment for the surgery, and the doctor told me, I can't explain it, but there's no reason to do surgery on your eye. The stuff I saw a month ago, the things I saw a month ago are gone.
Free to go. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, Doc.
You're welcome.
I was very happy.
How could this happen?
No idea.
Suddenly, it dawns on Brooke that maybe the spirit of her ex-husband, Carl, was responsible for Dominic's eye issues all along.
Dominic, it's Carl.
Carl.
Dominic was having issues with his right eye, and that was the same eye that Carl had lost when he was very young. It all started to make sense, I think, at that point, once we tied that together.
It's very unnerving to me to realize that somebody that has passed could have this kind of effect on your life physically.
When you move into spirit, you move into pure energy. Being able to focus that energy becomes a way that a spirit can learn how to really wreak havoc. So if Carl wanted to focus on the right eye, because that's the eye he had lost, and he was going to make sure that Dominic experienced the same pain he did, then that focus would be there.
We've lived through this ordeal and came out the other side, and I think we're stronger for it.
She's my wife, and all we have is each other. I've put the experience behind us. It's always there. You never forget it. It went from total skeptic to total believer.
It's just surreal to me still that there's more out there. I believe in ghosts now for sure. I believe that when you die, you don't just go away.